During my railroad career, I learned to exercise extreme caution when crossing the railroad tracks after having seen firsthand the results of crossing accidents. I've had to go to many crossing accident scenes in my capacities as a railway carman. There were sometimes fatalities involved. I had to go to them sometimes to inspect the locomotives for damage and to check the bells and horns and safety appliances to assure they were working properly. Occasionally I was there to re-rail the trains that derailed as a result of the accident. I've been to some major train wrecks as well that was caused by a crossing accident. I don't think anyone can be overly cautious crossing a railroad track.
I thought I might start a video on crossing safety. I'm looking at Highway 16 eastbound where they come off of Highway 42 and 23. When they turn left, come on Highway 16 right there, that road we're looking at, they proceed down this road here. They cannot see cars coming from the northbound. That building blocks their view. If they look to their left, they can see if anything's coming from the north, but anything coming from the south, they can't see because of that building. And then when they get past the building, tractor trailer is backed up there to that door, so they really don't have a clear view of what's coming northbound until they're right on the tracks. And it absolutely amazes me that people don't even look. They totally depend on these crossing bells. See them right there at crossing gates. Well, I never was one to trust mechanical devices. In all my years working for the railroad, I always looked to see if anything was coming. The hell with electric crossing. I need to see for myself if anything's coming. And I haven't seen one person so far look to see if anything's coming up that track. It's just a matter of common sense and safety to look and see if a train's coming. Look both ways. Most likely they're not because of the bells in the crossing, but what if those crossing bells weren't working? Put their life in the hands of a mechanical device. Another thing I've noticed at this particular crossing, when the cars, especially the tractor trailers, want to turn left right there past that signal building where you see that motorcycle just came out, they have to stop and wait for the oncoming traffic before they can make their left-hand turn. Well, especially these trucks, they stop with their trailers still on the track. Or just clear the tracks, and the guy behind him pulls up and stops right on the tracks instead of leaving his vehicle clear of the crossing. Well, what if that guy ahead of you doesn't finish his left-hand turn? You're stuck out there on the tracks. Can't really tell looking from this camera here, but I can by standing here looking at them. And very few of these people even look down the tracks when they come across. They just look straight ahead like they didn't even realize they were going over a railroad crossing. At a railroad crossing, you're 30 to 40% more likely to be in a crossing accident than you are in a traffic accident coming down the road. It's potentially more dangerous. I thought I'd read some tips for you from a pamphlet put out by Operation Lifesaver called Safety at the Crossing. We're on the wrong side for you to see it, but you see that round sign on that pole right there? A round sign is a railroad warning sign. That's why it's round. And it's the only sign designated to be round, a railroad warning sign. When you see the round yellow railroad crossing warning sign when approaching railroad tracks, slow down sufficiently to stop if necessary. Lower your window for better hear a train horn. Turn down your stereo, CB, or car radio. Proceed only if you can see the tracks are clear in both directions. And like I said a while ago, they can't see with that building and that truck in the way. Wait for a passing train to clear sufficient distance to ensure good visibility. Check tracks in both directions so that you don't drive into the path of a fast-moving train on another track hidden by the first train. That happens pretty frequently. Once a train goes by, they assume that it's okay to go. They don't even look to see if another one's coming from the other direction. That happens a lot. What you should not do at a railroad crossing. Don't try to beat an approaching train to a crossing. Don't drive past the lights when they are flashing, nor go around a lowered crossing gate. Do not drive onto a railroad track until you're certain you can drive all the way across. Don't get yourself boxed in on the tracks by cars stopped ahead or behind you. Do not stay in your car if stalled on the tracks and the train is coming. Well, I'm not going to stay in the car even if it ain't coming. I'm going to get out and push my car off the tracks. Thought I'd film a few cars coming over the crossing, coming from our right, going to the left. The ones going to the right can pretty well see what's coming down the track. Maybe we can tell whether they actually look or slow down at the crossing. Once they go past that parked tractor trailer, they're on top of the tracks. Car didn't appear to look. That driver didn't look either direction. Well, that old man didn't even bother to look. Well, at least I have a better chance to see anything coming now that the truck is pulled out of the way. They still only got about a 50-foot span there to look before they cross the tracks. Here comes a bus with a load of prisoners on it. Let's see what he does. He definitely looked both ways and stopped. The driver's supposed to open the door, but that might not be a good idea when you got a bus full of prisoners. It amazes me how many people got the cell phone stuck up to their mouth. That old gentleman didn't look either direction. That old lady didn't look either direction. It all boils down to looking out for yourself and using a little common sense. I'm sure most of these people under normal conditions do use common sense, but they just don't think when they're going down the road. They're thinking about getting to the store, getting home, not realizing they might not even get there. Well, look at that. The man stopped at the crossing. Give him a brownie. He stopped and looked. That is unusual. My slogan is, to hell with bells, stop and look.